All right, everybody, long time no see, but this is today's project, and this is a pretty overgrown vacant lot here. I'm not mowing all of it. I am mowing, so if you kind of see where that line is right there, where that taller stuff is, that's about chest to head height. So we're gonna cut that line. There's a lot here, there's another lot here, and then we're cutting down the one on the corner. I have the property lines on a map on a picture on my phone, so I can't really show them to you, but that's pretty much. So these just go straight back. They're like little rectangles. So there's one and another one, the other one's somewhere in here, and then the corner is kind of a weird deal. But yeah, we got to get this mowed. It's just a whole bunch of weeds and devil weeds and all kinds of nonsense in here. It's just a bunch of grass. So I'm gonna try to cut it. I'm just gonna try to go with the standard flow. I'm actually standing up on the cutter right now, trying to get a view. I don't want to step down in there. God knows what's in there, snakes and ticks and who knows what else. So I'm gonna try to cut this in standard flow and see how that works. When you run the high flow, it has to take, obviously the pump has to take oil from somewhere, and where it does is it takes it from the drives. So when you run high flow, you go slower, and typically when you run the high flow, you're cutting bigger stuff anyway, so you're not really going fast. So I'm gonna try to do this in standard so I can move along pretty quick and mow it. You can kind of get an idea of how tall it is. There's a fire hydrant, so it's, some of this stuff is at least chest high, when some of this like ryegrass looking stuff. So I got this, another thing is, my girlfriend got me this cool little GoPro magnet mount. Thank you, love. And so I'm gonna play around with this thing today. The tripod doesn't work all that great when it comes to doing mowing like this, because I'm mowing such a big area. The tripod really doesn't work. So I'm gonna play around with this thing today and just get a whole, just put it on a bunch of different little angles on the cutter and on the machine, and I'll kind of number them, and you guys can tell me in the comments what you like best. This thing is strong too. This thing's no joke. I mean, when it goes down like shit, now I gotta get it off of there. Oh, come on. This thing's no joke. I mean, it's strong as crap. So so yeah, we're gonna play around with that and get this mowed and see how it goes. Let's get started. Alright guys, I'm going to demonstrate a couple different cutting techniques here. This is this first one is a high cut, low cut. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the deck up off the ground about 8 inches or so, and I'm going to cut the top of this grass, and then as I go back I'm going to drop the deck down to ground level and finish it off. And this is a pretty good technique for cutting really high, heavy grass, especially if you have a standard flow or low flow cutter. Helps the machine to keep moving instead of just getting bogged down every 30 or 40 feet and then having to wait for the thing to spin back up again so you can keep going. This kind of keeps you moving, and I don't really know if it's a little bit more efficient, but it seems to be a little bit less wear and tear and stress on the machine. Alright guys, I'm going to turn on the high flow here and show you the difference with that turned on, and kind of bulldoze my way through some of this stuff and show you the difference. Now when you turn the high flow on, you're obviously taking oil flow away from the drives, but you're also taking it away from the control cylinders. So as you go along and the cutter starts to get bogged down cutting some of this heavier stuff, you're going to lose that ability to make height and angle adjustments with the cylinders there. And so if you're cutting, you know, really uneven terrain, that can be sort of a pain in the butt to have to deal with, to stop and let the cutter spin back up so you can get enough flow to make the adjustments that you need to make. So just want to show you that difference here. As I was going along, I ended up turning on the high flow and cutting the rest of this lot with the high flow turned on. It seemed to be a little bit better. And then there at the end, I'm going to clean up around this tree and have a little bit of fun. So stay tuned for that. right, guys, the corner lot is done, and we'll go down there and take a look at the other lot. And this cleaned up pretty well. This part right here wasn't that too overgrown. I was trying to cut it really fast, and then when I got over here, it got really thick, and I went back into high flow. I started cutting some of this stuff towards the end. After I cut the GoPro off over there on the second lot, I kind of switched it over to high flow. It seemed to work a little better. Still going slower, but it wasn't bogging the cutter down as bad. But got all this done. I really didn't have to cut the ditches. That's technically the city's responsibility, but I cut them anyway and cleaned up around these palms and everything. So let's go over there and take a look at that, and we'll get out of here. All right, guys, here's the first two lots, and turned out pretty good. Tried to clean up around these trees as best I can. That one was really bad. I got it cleaned up, and that one in the back, and that one got cleaned up around this one. Didn't go in there too far. There's some bigger stuff in there that I'm not going to grind up, but yeah, this turned out pretty good. Got in around the ditches and everything, and got all this cleaned up, so it looks pretty good. Nice little Sunday project, you know. And I kind of messed around out here a little bit with this little magnetic clamp, and then with the tripod, just doing a couple things. And because two of these lots my family owns, so you know, I wasn't like I was out here getting paid for most of this. So one of the far lot over here, somebody else owns. I do that for them. So I wasn't really pressed for time, and I'm just killing time on a Sunday. Just thought I'd come out here and mess around with this new GoPro mount and show you guys some different things with the MTL. And so I'm gonna get out of here. Tell me what you guys think in the comments about the different mounts and stuff. I'm just kind of playing around with this magnet. I really liked it. Most of the footage, when you see it kind of looking down at this, I had it mounted up here on top of the cab right here on the edge. I really like that view. I mounted another one right here, and then I had the one on the front down there. Obviously, you guys have seen a lot of footage from this mount that I've got stuck here, so I've done a lot of footage from there. So just kind of playing around with this thing. But I like that view up here. That was cool. So I did a lot of footage in that, so you guys will see that. So give me some feedback, and hopefully I'll have some more cutting and other projects. Lately it's been a lot of deliveries with the dump truck, selling a lot of topsoil and crushed concrete right now. So we'll see how that goes. But I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I will catch you later.